Well, it was just one day ago that West 3rd Street was turned into a frenzy as police vehicles blocked off the entire street. Officers were trying to apprehend a man held up with a gun inside this abandoned church. Residents were frightened. The Oswego Animal Shelter is a busy place all year round, but there's an increase in the number of pets the shelter sees post-graduate season. This is because college students will release their pets into the wild or drop them off here. The Oswego Animal Shelter is doing a lot to make sure this doesn't happen in the future.
An unusual form of pollution is affecting Lake Ontario. It's not your typical contaminant. It's a biological pollutant known as invasive species. Zebra mussels and round gobies pose a threat, but sea lampreys are the most vicious during salmon season. Brittany Rogers of the New York Sea Grant Foundation explains the effect these invaders have on the ecosystem.
Biodiversity is very important as is part of the web of life. Everything is very interdependent on each other, and all different species from zooplankton to large predator fish, even the plants are all dependent on everything else to survive. So when you throw in something that doesn't belong into a web, it just kind of misplaces everything, and it makes it really hard for certain species to thrive off of it.
Because invasive species are steadily changing the lake, salmon fishing may be disappointing this year and in years to come.
I'm standing on the dock at Oswego Harbor where 3 fishing boats went out earlier in the day, returning with 5 salmon among them.
Fishermen say they are not totally attributing the poor turnout this season to invasive species of the lake, but they have noticed some of their effects. Josh Hunger, an experienced fish cleaner at the harbor, has noticed the effects of sea lamprey.
When I clean fish, we see a lot of different sea lamprey scars. Probably about 50% of the fish come back in. Some of them don't look so bad. Some of them are gaping wounds in the side of the fish.
But there may be hope for young and upcoming fishermen. Scientists like Brittany are working to stop and contain the spread of invasive species like the sea lamprey.
Using lampricides, and basically what it is it's a treatment that only affects lampreys when they come in for their seasonal breeding. These lampricides actually kill off thousands of lampreys, which is extremely important in our large predator fish populations like the salmon.
Katie Jablonicky, Oswego Now. She's just a 13-year-old girl.
I like science. We do a lot of projects in science, and so it's a lot of fun. I'm in the color guard with the marching band in the winter guard, so I like doing that.
But Emily does a lot more than a normal high school student.
I thought that I maybe could make a difference and help get a homeless shelter for those people that don't have somewhere to live and they need help.
Her mother says Emily is the face of the homeless.
Emily's raised a ton of awareness. People are talking about it now that didn't even know there was a problem before.
And now she's telling about the growing homeless population in Oswego's youth.
There are teenagers and stuff, and they couch surf, which means they go from place to place to place to place.
There are between 2 and 3 dozen homeless children in Oswego at any given time.
The school counselor from the middle school call us and say, you know, I've got a family, they're in desperate need, you know, what do you have that you could bring over to us?
And these children don't always have a place to go on Thanksgiving.
You know, when we were at the Salvation Army last Thanksgiving, 2 middle school boys came in and had Thanksgiving dinner, just the 2 of them, no parents, no nothing, and this was the only dinner they were getting.
So Emily is doing what she can.
Spent Thanksgiving at the Salvation Army, and we handed out personal care bags and hats and scarves.
It is her mission to give them a place to go.
There are good people that bad things happen to, and I feel like everybody deserves the same equal opportunity.
People are overwhelmed that a young girl like Emily can do so much. Katie Jablonicky, Oswego Now. In the midst of football, basketball, and hockey, you might not think roller derby season is on the menu. But the Oz Roller Derby team is introducing their first ever winter season. Most roller derbies play by the Women's Flat Track Derby Association rules, which require safety equipment, penalties, and limit contact between players. But not this team. Lead jammer Masochistic Mandy is proud to have hers be the first ever in upstate New York to play renegade style.
So it's never been seen out here, this style before, so we're hoping that people will realize derby's not just slow anymore.
The renegade style derby is a lot different than the original created in the 1940s. It's co-ed and action-packed with live takedowns.
The Oz Roller Derby goes far and wide to pursue their passion, but some of their regular competitors are located in Virginia and New Jersey. In fact, the closest team is located about 2 hours away in Binghamton, New York. So who are these people who travel far and wide to play a single game?
We have substitute teachers, we have accountants, everybody from every way of life is here on the floor with us.
Renegade style differs from other derbies because in this co-ed game, pretty much everything is legal, within reason. It's at the ref's discretion to limit a player's participation if they feel it's necessary.
You mentioned co-ed and you mentioned punching in the face, and everybody's like, no, I'm not interested. But, it happens so quick. Nothing hurts, there's no hard feelings. You get up, you skate with these players, and after the game, we're all best friends.
And don't worry if you don't know how the game is played. They have detailed programs that explain all the rules. Katie Jablonicky, Oswego Now.